Today I'm going to show you how to make canned chicken cobbler. This is a casserole dish. It's very yummy, very easy to put together. I'm going to bring you over here and we're going to start putting it together. The first step is we're going to melt 4 ounces of butter. I'm just going to melt mine in the microwave. This is an 8-ounce stick of butter. All right. Okay, we're going to pour this into our casserole dish. You need a 9 by 13. All right, we're going to set this aside. Now I've got the canned chicken. I've got 2 of them. They're 7 ounces each, so we're looking at about 14 ounces of chicken. Now this is packed with water, so we're going to strain this out before we add it to our baking dish. All right, so I'm just going to put it in my strainer and just kind of squeeze out any excess water from it. Now it is packed with a little bit of salt, so if you want to rinse that off, you can, but I'm considering that flavor, so we're going to leave that in. All right, I'm going to open up my second can and get that in there. If y'all want more recipes using canned chicken, y'all let me know, and I'll continue making them. There we go. It's good to have a sous chef in the kitchen.
It is, isn't it?
That's my husband. If y'all don't know him, Thomas. He helps behind the camera and does a lot for my channel. All right, let's go ahead now. We're going to add that to our casserole dish.
Still a lot of liquid.
Yeah, there's a lot of liquid. All right, and just evenly disperse it. Don't mix it, just place it on top. There we go. If you want big chunks, just leave it chunky. Oh, it smells good already. We're going to be adding some frozen veggies. Now I've got some sweet peas, where you can do peas and carrots, or you can do a medley, or if you just want to do broccoli on the top, that's totally fine. About 6 to 8 ounces, just right across the top of the chicken. It's a casserole. It needs some veggies. Well, some people think that. My husband not so much, but he's having something really sweet today, and you'll find that out coming up. So he needs his veggies to offset that.
And she picks peas.
All right, that's good about there. We're going to go ahead now and season this layer. Now I'm just going to put in just a tad of salt, probably 1/8 of a teaspoon or a pinch of a teaspoon. Some black pepper. We're going to flavor these layers. We've got some garlic powder. Use the seasonings you like. And then we're going to put in some onion powder, because I didn't chop up an onion for this one. A really fast put together casserole. The next step is we're going to make a biscuit topping for our casserole, and I'm going to be using the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit mix. This is a 12-ounce box, makes about 8 to 10 biscuits, and we'll put that on top. Yeah, you can generally find this in the baking aisle near the cornbread mixes, so that's where you can find it. All right, we're going to open this up. Just put it into a medium bowl. Now, I'm following the directions on the back of the package, except I'm switching out the water for milk. So 1 cup of milk. It comes with a little seasoning packet in the box, so we'll add that. And then we're going to add some cheesy goodness with 1/2 cup of shredded cheese. Now I'm using a Monterey Colby Jack cheese, or you can use shredded cheddar cheese, whatever you like. Just take a fork and blend this all together. Now we're just mixing this until it's incorporated. You don't want to overmix. All right, that looks like your standard biscuit mix. We're going to go ahead and start dolloping it all over our casserole. We're not finished yet. All right, just put a spoon in and start dolloping it all over the chicken and your veggies. It'll make a nice crust on top. Now, if you don't want to use canned chicken for this recipe, you can certainly use like a rotisserie chicken. Take it off the bone, shred it up, or you can make your own chicken in the oven, or you can boil your chicken, however you want to do it, as long as it's cooked chicken. That smells good. The seasoning's in there. All right, we'll make it kind of rustic looking here, so there we go. I'm going to blend together some chicken broth. I'm going to put 2 cups. Measure that out. And then we're going to add a can of cream of soup. Now I'm using a can of cream of chicken soup. It's 10 ounces. Or if you like the cream of celery soup, you can add that. Cream of mushroom soup, whatever flavor you want. We're just going to be using 1 can. And then we'll blend this together. We're going to pour it evenly over the biscuit mixture and all in between. Make sure that you don't mix anything in with these layers, okay? We're just layering things up, and that is it. And that's where the magic happens. I've got my oven preheating at 350 degrees. I'm going to place this in there for about 45 minutes till the tops of those biscuits are golden brown and they're cooked through. I'll be back. Here's our canned chicken cobbler. Now I let it rest for about 10 minutes to kind of pull itself together. The biscuits are golden brown, nice and firm on the top. They're cooked through. Let's go in. All right, I'm going to go in, take a bite for you. Oh, fluffy biscuits. Oh, that's delicious. That cheddar biscuit, you better believe that's delicious. I love that creaminess of the sauce. Oh, it takes that chicken to a whole nother level. Happy lunch to me, and my husband Thomas. Let's make King's Hawaiian cheese Danish. If you love cheese Danish, you're gonna love this one. These are perfect for a breakfast, for a brunch, or even after dinner dessert. These are good. All right, you're going to get started with 1 package of King's Hawaiian Original It's a 12 count. These are the Hawaiian sweet rolls. So we're going to take these out. We're going to place these in a baking dish that will fit those 12 rolls. We're going to leave them all whole. All right, let's spray our baking dish with some nonstick cooking spray. All right, let's bring our baking dish over and place these in. You're going to take a steak knife. I like these because they got a little serrated edge and they'll be easier to cut your rolls with. So we're going to start right here. You're going to cut a square across the top of the roll. We're going to cut halfway down the roll and then we're just going to pop it out. Let's get the rest of these done. I'm going to save these tops that we're cutting out. You can use these for croutons, for a salad. Just pop them in the oven and get them nice and toasty. This is way easier than trying to take a serrated knife, a bread knife, and slice all the way through them and get that perfect edge. Do it this way. Me and my son made these using pizza ingredients, and we cut the tops off and made little pizza sliders like this. I have that recipe, and you can find it on catherinesplates.com and just type in pizza sliders. Now, we had fun making that one. Make sure you leave about 1/4 of an inch edge around your roll. That way it'll help hold that delicious cheese mixture that we're going to make. And then just make sure you don't go all the way through. All right, we're going to set these off to the side. We're going to freeze these in a little bag and use them for when we want a salad. And we're going to start the next step. We got to give these some flavor. We are going to take 1 stick, which is 1/2 cup of butter. Just going to place it into a bowl, cut it in half. There we go. We're going to place this in the microwave and get this melting. Usually about 45 seconds. All right, to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Ooh, that brown sugar always smells good when you open the lid. 1 and 2. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I'm just going to take my pastry brush, blend this together. All right, we're going to bring our rolls over. Okay, we're going to slather this all over the rolls, on the sides, the tops, and then don't forget to go inside and get the sides, let it sink down in to the bottom. Get in between the little slots right there and keep going. Make sure you save enough for all of them. Don't get too crazy over there, because then you're going to run out of room over here, which I almost did. Keep an eye on that. Y'all, it'll soak right into the bread on the bottom and on the sides. Just take what's left and keep going. All right, let's start making that cheese mixture. In a medium bowl, we're going to place 1 package of cream cheese. Now you want to make sure this is very soft. This is 8 ounces. Now, if you're just pulling this out of the refrigerator, You can put this in a microwave safe bowl and soften it in the microwave for about 15 seconds or even less until you get it nice and soft. All right, just take your fork, cream this till it gets nice and soft and creamy. All right, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of white granulated sugar. Kind of combine that. All right, I'm going to crack 1 egg into a dish, just a small bowl. Oop, there we go. Just kind of beat that up before we add it. And then we're going to mix this together. Just use your fork, that's fine, till it's all combined. All right. Okay, so we're going to take a spoon, we're going to go in, and we're going to pour into the centers of our rolls the mixture, all the way up to the top edge, like that. Just kind of scrape on the edge there so you don't dribble it across. Oh, look at that. These are so easy to put together. The rolls are already done for you. You don't even have to make the rolls, they're already here. Look at that. All right, let's get the rest of these filled up. Now you can put this in a piping bag and pipe them in there, but you know what? It's just as easy to do this. Or if you like the Ziploc bag trick, put it all in there, snip the end, and then just put it in there. That's totally fine. I'm telling you, your family will love to help you make these. Make these and take them somewhere. It'd be great for potlucks too. Party. They're not just for breakfast or brunch. Nice dessert after dinner. All right, what do y'all think? I've got my oven preheated at 375 degrees. We're gonna bake these for about 12 to 15 minutes. You can check these with a thermometer in the middle of the cheese mixture. Make sure you get to 145 degrees because of the egg in it. Or if it's lightly browned on the top and you can put a toothpick through it without getting like a batter, then these are done. Okay, when these come out of the oven, it's very important that you let them rest for about 10 minutes or so. That way that cheese mixture on the inside will solidify and won't run out as you're pulling these apart. All right, we're going in. Oh, look at that, nice and fluffy. Oh, look at that. Looks like homemade dough, doesn't it? There we go. Now mine took about 20 minutes. Probably wouldn't hurt to look at the back side. Yeah, well, it's glossy with that butter, brown sugar, cinnamon mixture that went down the sides and got on the bottoms. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm gonna try that right there. Hands down, delicious. I hope you give these a try. They're so easy to make. They are delicious. It takes those King's Hawaiian rolls, puffs them up, makes them nice and fluffy, and it's got all that deliciousness in there. Y'all give me a thumbs up on this one. Today is One Skillet Meal Day. I'm gonna show you how to make French onion, ground beef, and rice skillet. Everything's gonna happen in one skillet. We're gonna start off with the onions and get those nice and caramelized because that's where the flavor is. So we're gonna take 2 medium onions. We're gonna take the ends off of our onions. Now we're not gonna be dicing our onions today. We're gonna be slicing them, just like a French onion soup. Peel off that outer layer after you cut off the ends. Y'all let me know down below if you like French onion soup. I like French onion soup. I also like it with rice and then put meatballs on top of it, Swedish meatballs. I grew up with that. My mom made that all the time. And it was just a simple recipe. Cut the onions in half. And then we're going to slice through them. Just follow the lines. This is a really fast put together meal. The weather is very dreary outside. It's been raining on us for 3 days. So this is a nice comforting meal to put together. It'll just warm you up. All right, let's start browning these up. I'm going to be using a very large, deep skillet. We're going to hang on to our lid. I got it over medium-high heat. I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Now, I like the avocado oil. It's a good oil. I'll say about 1 to 2 tablespoons of cooking oil in there. We're going to start heating that up so that way when we get the onions in there, they'll start sizzling. Oh, you hear that? Yeah. Now we're cooking. Now these are going to melt down considerably, but they're going to taste really delicious. All right, I'm going to season these with some salt, about 1/4 teaspoon. Let's see. Just to get the flavor going. And we'll do black pepper. 1/4 teaspoon. There we go. This is going to take a little bit of time, probably about 5 to 7 minutes to get them nice and browned and caramelized. And keep an eye on your oil. If you need to add an additional amount, you can go ahead and put that in there as time goes on. All right, I'm going to bring you back as soon as we get to that caramelized stage. To speed up the process to get those onions nice and caramelized, you can put a lid on. Just keep an eye on it. This will keep the heat in and start cooking them even more. All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah, that is what I'm talking about right here. Look at that. We're going to remove the onions from the pan and we're going to place them into a bowl, and then we'll just set those off to the side. There we go. We're going to add in almost 2 pounds of ground beef. This is about £1.81. We're going to break it up and then brown it up. Okay, I think I'm going to get my meat chopper. There we go. It'll be easier, faster. All right, if you like 1 skillet meals, let me know. I have a whole thing of them. I will link them down below in the description box, or you can find them at catherinesplates.com, and you can look up skillet meals. And y'all give me some ideas. Maybe I'll see one that I've never made before and I'll make it for you guys. My ground beef is all browned up. I'm just going to push it off to the side. Let's drain out any excess grease. I'm just using my paper towel trick. I've used this trick forever. Just place it in there, pick up any of the excess grease, and then remove it. Toss it away. There we go. All right, we'll get rid of that. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Give that a mix. We're just going to cook that for 1 minute. Pinch of salt. Pinch of salt is probably 1/8 teaspoon. Pinch of black pepper, same thing, 1/8 teaspoon. We'll check for seasonings later. All right, I'm gonna bring you up here and we're gonna start adding all of that delicious flavors to this. We're gonna start off with 2 cups of beef broth. I've got 1 can, now this is 10 ounces of French onion soup. It's gonna add some delicious flavor. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now the garlic powder really accentuates the minced garlic. There we go. Now I'm going to add in our caramelized onions. Now this is optional, but I'm going to be adding in some frozen peas. Gotta get some vegetables in there, right? You don't have to add that. About 1/2 cup, 3/4 of a cup, whatever you want in there. All right, we'll stir this all together. Smells delicious. I'm gonna raise my heat to a high, bring this to a boil. All right, before I add the rice, I'm gonna go in, give this a little flavor check. Oh my, that is delicious. So I've got a boil going on. Let's talk about the rice. I'm using a white, long grain, uncooked rice. So I'm gonna add 1 cup to our dish here. I've got 1/3 of a cup here, so I'm gonna go in 3 times. Let's stir that in. I'm going to turn the heat down to a low. We're going to place the lid on. We're going to cook this for 20 minutes or so until the rice is nice and tender and cooked through and that liquid has absorbed inside the rice. I'll be back. Oh my, does that not look delicious? Now I gave it a try. The rice is nice and soft, cooked through, tender. Look at that. All the sauce is all absorbed inside of here. We're gonna add 1 cup of white shredded cheese. Now you can use whatever cheese you have on hand. Generally, on a French onion soup, they use a Gruyere cheese. Now, if I didn't say that right, that's that's what they use. But you can use any cheese you want. We're going to stir that in. Turn off your burner. I should have said that. That way you can stop cooking while we get the cheese mixed in. Oh, it looks so good. It smells amazing in the house. I'm going to grab a bowl, put some in. I'm going to give this a try for you. All right, what do y'all think? Look at that. It looks delicious, especially on this rainy day. Oh, I'm going in for a big bite. There it is. That's delicious. It's full of that French onion flavor that we gave it from the onions, the soup, the seasonings. All right, are y'all making some? It is dessert day. I'm going to show you how to make this delicious strawberry Twinkie cake. It is so easy. It is an icebox, no-bake dessert. Y'all ready? Make sure you have a box of Twinkies, and that'll get us started. We are using a 9x13 baking dish today. We're going to unwrap these Twinkies and get them layered on the bottom of our dish. It's summertime. We got to bring on those cool, refreshing desserts. Make them easy. Instead of making you a cake, get these already made Twinkies. Yeah. It's got the cream inside. Now we're not going to be spraying our baking dish. Okay, we got all our Twinkies in. I used 15 of them in the bottom of a 9 by 13, 3 rows of 5. Now what we're going to do is top our Twinkies with some fresh sliced strawberries. Now I've already washed off my strawberries, and we're just going to slice them and create one layer over the Twinkies. This will be great for Father's Day coming up, 4th of July, summer, picnics, barbecues, get-togethers, potlucks, church functions, work functions. Oh, just make this. There's no baking involved. All right, we're going to save the other half of our strawberries for the last part of the recipe. All right, let's set this aside, and then we're going to bring over a large mixing bowl. We're going to add in 8 ounces of softened cream cheese to our large mixing bowl. Oh yeah, it's squishy. That's what you want. Now if your cream cheese is not softened, I would definitely put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds or so in a microwave safe bowl, and then just soften it up that way. I have 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 14 ounces. We're going to add that to the cream cheese. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff right there. All right, let's add that to the cream cheese. Ooh, yum. All right, we're going to get a spatula and we're going to clean the can out. All of that good stuff. All right, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of almond extract. Good flavor. There we go. Ooh, that smells good. The flavors of this, it's going to make you happy. All right, we're going to take our electric hand mixer. We're going to cream this together until it's nice and smooth and well combined. Just going to scrape down the bowl along the way. Okay, that looks really good. All right, we're done with our hand mixer. Yeah, nope, I don't have anybody in the kitchen today, you guys, just me right now. So I guess I give these a try, right? That's delicious. All right, we're going to take half of our 8-ounce container of Cool Whip, and we're going to add it in. Now make sure your Cool Whip is thawed. All right, we're going to fold this in until well combined. You don't want to over mix though, because you don't want to lose all that air in that Cool Whip. All right, let's bring over our strawberries and Twinkies, and then we're going to pour this mixture all over the strawberries. We want to cover it in a nice even layer. Are y'all excited? All right, let's spread it out evenly. Go down the sides. We've still got a few layers left. Easy layers there, don't worry. They're easy layers. All right, make sure your strawberries are nice and covered. we're going to take 1 can, 21 ounces of strawberry pie filling. Oh, wow. That smells delicious. Look at those strawberries. And we're going to place them all over that whipped topping that we put on there, that cream cheese mixture. Those are whole strawberries right there. It smells delicious. Just spoon it all on. We're going to get a full layer. We're going to take the rest of our 4 ounces of Cool Whip and we're just going to dollop that around. All right, and just to smear it out. Now I'm going to leave the layers showing so that people can ooh and ah over it, right? Now if you want to use a whole thing of Cool Whip, you can do that. I'm just using the back of my spoon and just very lightly pulling the top of that Cool Whip and just spreading it out. All right, we're going to bring our strawberries, the other half of the strawberries, back over, and we're going to slice them all over the top. I'm going to leave an edge going around the strawberries. We can see all the layers. All right, what do y'all think of my strawberry Twinkie cake? No bake icebox dessert. I'm going to place this in the refrigerator. We're going to put some saran wrap over the top, and we're going to refrigerate this for at least 2 hours so that it can fully set up. And then we're going to give this a try. All right, let's dive into our strawberry Twinkie cake. No bake icebox dessert. Get you a large spoon and let's scoop some out. All right, make sure that you cut down through the Twinkies. Now it's not going to cut like a cake. We're going to be scooping it out. All the delicious layers. Look at that. Mmm. Boop. There we go. Oh, do y'all see that Twinkie? Look at that. Grab a fork. Let's give this a try. Let's take a bite.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't eat that without me. I'll use this.
Oh my God.
No, I ain't gonna do that.
We'll get you a spoon. All right, give this a try. There we go.
Yay.
That's a winner. He took that. I'm taking this. See y'all later.
Hey, whoa, whoa. Here, I'll give you this back.
Hello everyone, y'all ready for a really easy, delicious dinner idea? I'm going to show you how to make a railroad pie. This is a ground beef cornbread recipe. The first thing we're going to do is break up 2 pounds of ground beef in a cast iron skillet. Now I'm using an oven-proof skillet for this recipe. Now if you don't have one, that is totally fine. You can do this part of the recipe in a regular skillet and then just transfer it over to a 9x13 baking dish. So I've got my heat on medium-high. We're just going to start breaking this up. Once we start getting this broken up, we're going to go ahead and start chopping up 1 yellow onion and 1 bell pepper. Now we found out about this recipe when Thomas was working on some ancestry data on himself and found out that he had some relatives that worked for the railroad. They were passing this recipe down the line, and it never made it to us until we just found out about it. You know, and lo and behold, there are a lot of ground beef cornbread casseroles out there with all kinds of different flavor combinations. But we're going to show you this one here. Now, I've just taken the 4 ends off of the bell pepper, just cutting it into strips, and then we'll just cut those into dices. Yeah, Thomas really liked the flavor combination of this recipe here. It does sound really delicious. All right, when we get this chopped up, we're going to go ahead and add the bell peppers to our ground beef and get that softening down while the ground beef is browning up. Let's go ahead now and get the onion chopped up. I've just got a yellow onion. I've already taken off the ends and taken off that outer layer. So I'm just going to cut it in half. Just follow the lines on your onion. Put that back in there. Just going to turn these around and then just run my knife through them. I'm making these pretty big dices. They'll melt down. Let's go ahead and add this to our ground beef. Always remember when you're scraping onion off a cutting board with a knife, use your back edge of the knife, not the sharp edge. That way you don't dull your blade. All right, I'm going to finish browning up the ground beef and softening down the peppers and onions. And I'm going to bring you back. Now, once your ground beef is all browned up, you want to drain out any excess grease. And my favorite way that I've done for a long time is just push over your ground beef. Take some paper towels, just place it in, fold them up, squeeze it into the meat, then just remove it. All right, let's flavor up our ground beef. Now, this is the first layer of our casserole, so we got to make sure that it tastes delicious. We're going to add in 1 can of Rotel tomatoes. Now, all it is tomatoes and diced green chilies in here, so we're going to add that, juice and all. We're going to add 14 ounces of cream-style corn, 10 ounces, this is a can of tomato soup. Now, this is taking the place of tomato sauce. Half a cup of chicken broth, half a teaspoon of everything coming, salt, black pepper, garlic powder, chili powder, now if you don't like the spice, you can leave out the chili powder or put less in, but we like it in there. Probably gonna put a little bit more. All right, let's mix this all together. And at this point, I would go ahead, give it a taste once you get it all mixed together, and see if you want to add anything else, because this is going to be the bottom layer. All right, let's give it a taste. What's going on? Woo, that is good. We're going to simmer this for 15 minutes. While that's happening, we're going to make that top layer. We're going to make that cornbread topping. So I have 1 box of corn muffin mix, and it's 8.5 ounce size. You want to empty that into a medium bowl. There we go. We're going to add 1/3 cup of milk, 1 egg, make sure there's no shells in it, 1 can, it's 14 ounces of cream style corn, And then we're going to add in 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese, shredded. All right, let's blend this together. Just use a spoon. All right, go ahead and turn off your burner for your meat mixture. All right, just mixing this all together here. All right, take your cornbread mixture, and we're going to pour it all on top, nice and evenly. Now this is going to be an optional step where we're going to add some jalapeno on top of that cornbread. Now these are seeded, and I took the membrane out for a little less heat. There we go. Just remember that if you don't have an oven-proof skillet to make this recipe, make the meat mixture, put that on the bottom of a 9x13, and then put your cornbread batter on top of that, and then you can bake it the same way. So I got my oven preheated at 400 degrees. This will take about 20 to 25 minutes. You'll want to make sure that your cornbread is golden brown on top and is cooked through. Okay, I've just pulled this out of the oven. We're going to let this rest for about 10 minutes or so. That way it can kind of pull itself together, and then we're going to dive in. So I'm using a 12-inch cast iron skillet for this recipe, and it fits it perfectly. We've got our railroad pie, which is also known as a ground beef and cornbread casserole. Have your bowl ready, big spoon, cut through. Get some of that extra delicious sauce there. Ah. There we go. I think all we need now is a fork or a spoon. Oh, this promises to be a comforting meal for sure. Mmm. That is delicious. All those flavors in there. Mmm. I love the crunchy from the top of the cornbread. That gives it a nice texture too. All right, y'all, give me a thumbs up on this one. Make sure you comment down below what you think of our railroad pie. Well, actually Thomas's railroad pie from his family. A ground beef cornbread casserole. Boy, sure to warm you up for sure. All right, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way, you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. I'll see y'all on the next episode.